So here's what I'm doing to load the TRX to the maximum. We're gonna move this extra spare tire, put it on the side. Then I'm gonna put a dirt bike, a dual sport in here. And of course we'll hitch up the trailer. So first task is I need to remove this tire and put it on the side. This tire mount is a Mopar accessory, which this truck is equipped with. And I'm gonna put the tire on the side because we don't wanna remove any payload. We wanna maintain all the weight possible. Okay, all right, so this tire wheel combination, this 35, it's not super light. I would say it's about 80 to 90 pounds, that's my guess.
This is a really great truck at one thing, and that is running flat out in the desert. That's what it's built for. But when you build something that is very good at one thing, it tends to compromise other things like towing. And really the Achilles heel of this truck is its payload, and that's why we're going through all these motions to visually demonstrate just what having only 966 pounds of payload does to your towing capability. This is the Hawk. Yep, it's a Chinese dual sport motorcycle that we bought on Amazon for $2,000. But for this video, the thing we care about is that it weighs 250 pounds. So when you have a payload of just 960 pounds, by putting a motorcycle in the back of the truck, you are basically cutting your towing ability by 1/3. Think about that, 1/3 by just putting in this motorcycle. We spent $2,000 on this bike, and it was expensive. You know why? Because we got the one with fuel injection, just for, hopefully, oh yeah, for that. Hey guys, every year we buy a bunch of trucks, and at the end of the year we sell them, and this year we're going to sell them on our own website. Yep, we started an auction website called TFLBids.com, and it's up and running. So if you have a cool truck like this Raptor, or perhaps like a TRX, and you want to sell it, check out TFLBids.com. More importantly, we'll be selling our very own F250, you know, the one that's got the lift, on TFL Bids, and that truck is live right now. So if you want that truck, click on the link below, visit TFL Bids, because TFL Bids, get this, is all trucks all the time. So 966 pounds of payload minus 250,
Yes.
equals 716 pounds, right?
Okay.
That's how much payload we have left.
Okay, so when you hook up a trailer to the truck, right? About 10% of that trailer weight goes to the payload because of the tongue weight, right?
Yeah.
The trailer weighs 3,000 pounds.
Right.
So what should we put on the trailer to get higher weights?
Right.
We have a Can-Am.
All right,
Maverick X3.
So with the bike,
Yes.
you in the driver's
Yes.
seat, the trailer weighing 3,000, the Can-Am weighing about 2,000.
Yes.
We are at super Ike levels.
Exactly.
How come that doesn't add to its payload, the spare tire?
Well, because it's included. It's an accessory from the factory.
Yeah.
And it has to be included in the payload rating.
Okay, so that's kind of part of the truck.
Yeah, it's part of it.
All right, well, the hard part is done, dude. Let's go load up the Can-Am, huh?
Let's do it.
Hey, Andre, remember when I said the hard part was done?
What?
Look at this mess, dude. So, Saab's in the way, i3's in the way, FJ's in the way, and of course, the Can-Am is the very last thing that's parked in here, way in the corner.
This is our high-end Gen Y glider hitch, capable of up to 7,000 pounds. It has its own suspension. It's not Bilstein, but it's torsion. Now, dude, you can use your camera system to back up and hitch up.
Now the work is done, right, Andre?
No, you still have to tie it down.
So $91,000 for the TRX, right?
Yep.
How much is a Can-Am? Like 30 something?
31.
31. We know the Hawk costs $2,000 on Amazon, so that's 124. How much is a trailer?
It's about $5,000.
Let's call it $130,000 worth of toys and accessories, right?
Oh boy. Alright, so I'm about to weigh the truck and I put it appropriately, so the front axle on a separate scale, rear, and then trailer axles. I have some good news and I have some bad news. So this is my front axle, my rear axle of the truck. Combined, it's 7,880 pounds. That's just about 80 pounds over the gross vehicle weight rating for this truck. We're basically maxing this truck out, so it's a Super Ike. And here's the really great news, I think. The trailer and the Can-Am Maverick on top of it together weigh about 5,000 pounds. The trailer axle is showing at 4,440, which means we have about 560 pounds of tongue weight pushing down on the truck. But it's about 10% of trailer weight on the tongue, which is perfect, very stable. I have to fill up all the way before I get to the top of the Ike Gauntlet. But on the highway getting here, about 25 miles, mostly highway, 9.5 mpg, just kind of steady state driving with a trailer. The TRX has a supercharged engine and it likes premium fuel. 91 octane is what's available in Colorado because higher elevations, we don't have 93 octane. So 91 is what we have. And the good news about the TRX is that it has a 33-gallon tank standard. That's the only way you can get a TRX. So yes, if you're getting about 9.5 mpg while towing, you could still go over 300 miles before you have to fill up with a trailer. Alright, I finally made it to the Ike Gauntlet. Before I go down the mountain and then up, I just need to check the trailer, make sure everything is fine, my pre-trip inspection, and also measure where the truck is sitting at right now with full load. Full gross vehicle weight, 38.25. Let me check the passenger side. Okay, 38.75. Averages out to 38.5. And stay tuned to the end of the video. When I get back to the office, to the HQ, I'm gonna unload all the weight and let you know exact measurement for this squat. So this truck is at the gross vehicle weight rating, but the bump stop still has about 1 inch or 1.5 inches of space. That's really good news. That means I have suspension travel still. The Ike Gauntlet is the world's toughest towing test for 3 reasons. First is elevation. Maximum elevation here is 11,153 feet above sea level. Then 7% grade and 8-mile run. Alright, I'm about to pop out of the tunnel on the way down the Ike Gauntlet. This is a Super Ike, fully loaded for this particular setup with the TRX. And once again, I'm measuring brake performance. I'm gonna exit at 50 miles an hour like we always do. If the truck accelerates past 60 miles an hour, I'm gonna break it down to 50. That's a brake application. I'm gonna count and see how it does. I am in tow haul mode, and this truck obviously knows I have a trailer behind me because it's actually telling me I have an approximately 30-foot trailer, which is a little bit of an overestimate, but Let's see what happens when I push the brakes for the first time. I should see a couple of, or at least one downshift. Yes, it did downshift. Check this out. It went to about 3,500 RPM in third gear. I was a little bit aggressive on my brake. This truck does have massive brakes. This particular TRX does not have towing mirrors, although those are optional, but I think this is enough. Spotter mirrors on both sides, driver and passenger, and I can see past the fenders in the back and also the trailer. This truck has a massive platform for towing. It's heavy. The frame itself is heavier than a regular Ram 1500. It's more massive, it's stronger. And this truck's curb weight is about 6,800 pounds. This truck is also wider. It's about 6 inches wider than the regular Ram 1500. And right now, on this mountain, it feels like it's on rails. It's beautiful. The suspension is really comfortable. It's nice and comfy. It's a little bit floaty, but really good floaty, if that makes sense. You know, so far turning out to be amazing on the highway and with this full load. You check out the gauges right now. I have icy coolant temp, 75 degrees. Intake air temps are 111, although it's 53 outside. So under the hood temperatures are fairly warm. Okay guys, I'm at the end of the run. One brake application. I'm pretty shocked, but you know, it's not a very heavy trailer, about 5,000 pounds of trailer weight total, but this truck is so massive, so capable. One brake application. This truck has a TR2 package, which means it's one of the most luxurious TRXs you can buy. It also has many options, like this rear camera mirror. So if you're struggling to see behind you, flip it this way. So that's not very useful right now, but if I had nothing in the bed or nothing tall in the bed, this would be really great. As you can see, giant console here. It's very luxurious, leather and suede, and your TRX badge. Below it is a little cubby, but it's not as big as on the other Ram trucks, because you have a console-mounted transmission shifter, which is pretty awesome, I think. And your other controls for your four-wheel drive system is right here. This is a four-wheel drive full-time system, so there's no way to put it in rear-wheel drive only. The steering wheel is also unique for the TRX. It's got this thumb holds. It feels really great. Also have paddle shifters, so if you are going down the mountain towing, you could still select gears manually very easily. There's no small buttons over here to mess with. Boom, down, up. Very cool. All right, here I am, guys, going up the world's toughest towing test in a brand new Ram TRX. I'm also gonna show you the dyno graphs. So in this TRX pages, I have real-time torque and power output, and I'll try to show you that as well. As always, cross this merge lane at 35. There it is. Hammer down. Okay, I'm at 60. What can I say? That was probably the fastest Ike Gauntlet acceleration with a trailer I've ever experienced. Hopefully you could see the graphs. It's also showing the gears, actually the gear changes as the truck is shifting through the transmission. That's pretty amazing. The incline is increasing dramatically. Now it's going to be 7% grade. I actually enabled cruise control. I want to see if it actually maintains 60, which is the speed limit. So a perfect run would be 8 minutes. 8-mile stretch, 60 miles an hour. Basically 8-minute run would be a perfect run. I have no doubt the TRX can do it. I just want to see exactly how it does it. Everything is supersized in the TRX. The A-arms right here, the aluminum piece, is massive compared to the other Ram 1500s. Here you can see a good view of the Bilstein Blackhawk E2 live adjustable shocks with remote reservoirs. And look at the size of the drive shafts. They're massive. Everything is supersized. So the horsepower I was using is the red line. It's about 200 horsepower plus. The torque I'm using is about 300, 350. I'm in 5th gear, about 2,700 RPM. This truck is almost idling up the mountain. It's idling. Okay, it's not idling. You would imagine that this truck would be, really loud with a giant, 5-inch exhaust outlets. Well, let me actually show you exactly, using the decibel meter, how not loud it is. Guys, anything 70 decibels or below, that's nothing. This truck is very comfortable, very luxurious, and it has to be because it costs $91,500. And I'm gonna stop right now. 7 minutes 54, 4.7 mpg. 4.7 mpg. Okay, so the run up the mountain, so easy for the truck. 4.7 mpg. I didn't expect that. So is the new TRX a one-trick pony? Is it only good at desert running? I don't think so. It really impressed me right here on the world's toughest towing test. Great performance on the way down and super great performance on the way up. What else do you want from a truck? Yeah, I know it doesn't tow a lot, but with this load maxed out, it did great, I thought. And guys, as always, go back to TFLtruck.com for all the news, views, and real-world reviews. And yes, I know you're waiting for that squat measurement. That's coming up right now. Thank you for waiting, guys. Let's get the actual measurement. Fully unloaded, 41 3/4. Let me check the other side. Ooh, wow, that's quite a bit different. 41. 3 inches of squat, but for an off-road truck like this, I think it's respectable. Other half tons probably squat about 2 inches, probably about the same as the Raptor. There you have it.